Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Screen Chronicles. I'm Steve, and as with me, as always, is my loyal companion, my bro, Colbstone, the Griffin. How are you doing today, Colby?
I'm doing great. You want to know why I'm doing great? It's because today we get to talk about one of the best episodes of The Last Kingdom that has ever been made. Yeah, I said it. We're talking about season 4, episode 4.
4-4.
I'm pumped. I'm pumped to talk about this because I was pumped watching it. I mean, it was epic.
Just,
What'd you think of it?
Brief overview of how I thought. I mean, it started out, I was like, this seems like a normal sort of good The Last Kingdom episode. And then all of a sudden we start a crazy ass battle. And it is just full of moments that just have you on the edge. I was literally on the edge of my seat. My girlfriend was with me watching this.
I was pacing at one point.
She said
on the floor.
I was just there, just oh my God. It's easily one of the best battles from, if not the best battle from the show. That I've only seen up to episode 6 so far. There was not a shield wall. I'll say that. I love me some shield walls in The Last Kingdom. There wasn't a shield wall, but still, I mean, all the beats that they had in the fight, all the intricacies, the complexities of it.
They took their time. You could tell they took their time to get this one right, right. Yes. And they did. They nailed it. Holy moly.
It was good. I don't think I've had another scene this tense since the battle at Winterfell on Game of Thrones, and then before that, the Battle of the Bastards, also on Game of Thrones. So, I mean, this one is easily up there with those, if not better than one of those.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
It was so good. And this is really a good sign of like The Last Kingdom, like, this is like one of the highest like production value battles we've seen as far as like this must have cost them a lot of time and money to make this battle happen. A lot of people.
Yeah.
It's pretty epic. And before we get into a lot of the nitty-gritty, we hope you're enjoying our recaps of this season, episode per episode. We're going to continue to do it. We want to hear what you guys say. If you're going to talk about the show and give spoilers, you can give spoilers, but make sure it's just within this episode or up to this episode, because people watching the video, maybe they haven't seen the whole season yet. Maybe they're watching and keeping up with us. So just be courteous to others. We do want to hear what you think, though, so feel free to have a discussion down below, and we will join you in that discussion. Or if you're listening on podcast right now, you can message us or get a hold of us on one of our social media platforms like Instagram or Facebook, and we'd love to hear what you think.
Absolutely. Really. Absolutely. Let us know your best bro moment in the comments of the podcast or the YouTube video down below. Your best moment, what you thought of the battle, and let us know what your rank for the episode was too. And we're going to give, without further ado, we're going to get into spoiler territory for the rest of this episode. And it's just for everything between episodes 1 and 4 of season 4 of The Last Kingdom, and all the seasons before that we might spoil too. So if you haven't seen the show, go watch the show, watch up to at least episode 4, then come back here. If you're already there, you're already done with the show, then hey, listen, baby, this is great. We're getting into it now. What's your rank for the episode?
Oh, yeah, we didn't rank it yet.
Yeah.
My ranking for this? I remember we did our last episode. I said I couldn't rate that one a 10 out of 10. It was a 9.5.
Yeah, we changed it to a 9.5.
This was a 10 out of 10.
I'm going to go 10 out of 10 as well.
Oh, my God. This is one of my favorite Last Kingdom episodes I've ever seen.
It's up there with episode 5 from season 1, where Uhtred fights Ubba. That was amazing. It's up there with season 2, episode 4, where they raid Kjartan at and they get back Dunholm, get revenge. And season 3, I think my favorite episode that might have been either the last episode or the beginning / end of the episodes where Alfred and his son are making their king decision going on. So this one is up there, if not better than all of those or one of those, or it's great. It's great. So it's a 10 out of 10. The only thing that it doesn't make it an 11 out of 10 for me is there wasn't a shield wall. I need some shield walls, people. We're in episode 4 and I haven't seen a single shield wall yet. So I want a shield wall.
We need to act on this.
We should. They should.
More shield walls.
More shield
walls,
yeah. And I haven't heard anyone say land and silver yet either. I want that, I need some land and silver talk, people. Come on. But it's still great.
Silver?
I gave it a 10 out of 10. So I'm done complaining now.
Did you say silver?
Did you say
Where?
silver? Land and
okay.
silver?
So let's dive in. All right. So we're starting in Wales, in Wales, as they call it. And Father
those are those big like mammals that swim, right?
Yes. And Father Purelig is like walking right into one.
Oh.
So they show up. Father Purelig is going to Wales to try to get help for this battle at Tettenhall, because it doesn't seem like Edward's going to go. Aylesworth is still trying to convince, so she sent Father Purelig to try to go get more men. We haven't heard of Wales. We have no idea what the relationship with them is like. They cut back to Aylesburg, where Uhtred and Ethelfled and the boys are there, and they're collecting all like the dead kids that were there. They kind of show them. It's a pretty sad scene with all these dead kids.
They were all beheaded too.
Yeah, they're all beheaded. So, I mean, Canut's not a good dude. And now those Vikings, they see the Vikings are coming. Bjorgulf and some other I think they're cool looking Danes. Steve disagrees with me. He thinks they're pretty average looking Danes.
Pretty average
but
for me.
You know what? It's all right.
I'd give him a B+.
We live in America, and in America, you have the right to be wrong. So, anyway, yeah. So anyway, they're coming, and Uhtred's like, everyone get inside, lock the doors, and they don't know what they're going to do. And Uhtred's like, bring me Canut's sons. I'm going to go up top, and we'll figure this out. So they actually, immediately, the Danes start bringing a battering ram and start battering the door, and Finn and Sihtric, they're like, the door is not going to hold. We got to do something. And Uhtred goes and says, stop. Look what I got here. And he brings out the son. So Finnan's got a son, and is it Sihtric's got a son too? Is it Sihtric?
Yeah, I think they both brought one up. Yeah. But
Finan had one son next to Uhtred. And he's pretty much like, I got the sons here, go away. And, Dane wants to still
leave us alone, or we will taunt you some more.
Yeah, we shall taunt you a second time.
We'll taunt you a second time. Your mother smelt of elderberries.
Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries. Well, Monty Python reference. It got really silly really quick. No, but this is actually awesome.
This is awesome. Classic Uhtred thinking outside the box scene.
And he just takes the son like down from where you can't see him anymore, and you hear a kid scream, and you hear like the other brother scream, and Finan is making sure that this other Canute son is not looking.
Yeah.
He's like making sure that kid is looking straight ahead so he can't see what's going on behind where they like brought the other kid.
Yeah.
And then they throw a headless body over the top.
I think you even hear what sounds like sawing too or something.
Yeah, you even hear like sounds like someone's cutting through, someone's neck. So like throw that headless kid's body over, and Bjorgulf is like freaking out, like, oh crap. So they leave, and then they pan the camera and they show, I think Sihtric's got his hand over the kid's mouth, like, shh, the kid's alive, he's fine. Finan like turns his head, he's like, look, your brother's alive. We're good dudes. We're not that mean.
I knew Uhtred would not kill a kid, but I was convinced for a second. I'll tell you.
I was for a second.
When he pulled him down and then threw the body over, I was for a second. I was like what?
Yeah, so he threw one of the other Mercian kids' bodies down.
Yeah, one of the little kids that was killed by the Danes when they raided there earlier.
Yeah.
That were headless.
That's what he did.
So it worked out having these headless bodies around.
It was just, it couldn't have worked out any better. But it's cool, really cool Uhtred like plan here to be. He's very clever.
He's got plans,
come up
man.
With that, and it's not hard to fool those Danes sometimes. You know what I mean?
It's no wonder his son is smart. You know what I mean? They're smart people.
They're smart. So great fake out there. They go back, and here's the part that I was like confused. He like lets the boys go after this.
He's like, yeah, they served their purpose. Let them go.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking to myself, like, man, you could totally use them for leverage. Like, why would you let them go? You just used them for leverage.
They're still alive, so you could just threaten again. Like,
you could just when Canute comes and tries to raid again, just like say you're gonna kill his son and he'll stop.
Yeah,
because as we come to find out, there's nothing more Canute cares about than his lineage and his sons.
It's big back then. Big.
It was huge. And we cut back to Waylass, and there's a big dog.
Oh,
like
yeah.
A big dog
that's
sitting
a big
next to it.
I think it's a wolfhound. That type of breed.
It's pretty sweet. I want one of those.
Big dog, yeah.
Yeah, and like
with
Father
the Welsh
Pure,
king
says
there.
something like, does he bite or something? Or they're like, only when they're cooked, I think, or something.
Yeah, does he eat strangers or something like that? Only when they're cooked. Is what he says.
Yeah, does he eat strangers? And Father Pure League is requesting their help, and they're not very keen on it. Like, why? Like, we've never had an agreement before. Why would we do it now? Like, why would we help you now?
We don't like Saxons.
Yeah, we don't like Saxons. We're fine. Like, he's like, well, this will be a problem for you because if they take Mercia, they're going to be on your border. And he's like, well, we have a strong border. We don't care. They say, we'll do it, but we get all of the Danish silver when we win.
Yeah, like all the.
So there, we're talking silver now.
There we go. There's some silver, but they're not Danes. They're not Danes.
I know. Weird.
The Welsh.
Weird.
Welsh.
Yeah. It kind of ends with a scene of Father Pure League like looking like, oh crap, I gotta promise them all the silver. That's like a big promise to make.
Yeah. And this is on Edward's behalf, who Edward doesn't even know that Father Pure League is doing this right now.
And so Father Pure League needs to decide here, like, what's the greater good here? You know?
Yeah.
Doing what the king wants, even though I don't believe that's the right thing to do, or doing the right thing that I think is best for Wessex and Mercia.
We know that Ethelfled does not have enough dudes to fight Canute on her own, even though that's her
because
plan
the Mercian
right
army. The Mercian army is in East Anglia because they think they're gone. They think they're in Ireland.
Yep.
The Danes are gone. So another quick scene after that, Ethelred and Eardwulf. Ethelred goes like, "How's everything going?" Yeah. And Eardwulf still not telling him anything yet.
Ethelred just had a good night with Edith. Edith did not have a good night with Ethelred though. So there's that.
Yeah, Ethelred's smiling. He's had a great night, like you said.
It finally worked out for me.
And then there's another exchange between the brother and sister, Eardwulf and Edith. And she's like, I've done my part. It's time for you to do your part. And
I just took one for the team. You got to go say you messed up now. That's the only reason I did that.
Totally. Cut scene, training with Steapa and Edward.
Classic. They're using metal swords here.
Yeah, they're using metal swords. It's, he should be experienced at this point, but I think in this little duel they were doing, Edward won, and he was like, "Don't let me win, Steapa." And
he's like, "I won't."
Remember, Uhtred in season 3 said you should train with wooden swords. That way, you can actually try to hit each other instead of like with a real sword. You're gonna not actually try to hurt the person when you're fighting.
Yeah, you're not gonna go for injuring blows because you don't want to nick him and kill him or something, So go for sticks. So they're not using sticks here.
Yeah. And they stop because Ethelhelm comes up looking grim. He's got some bad news.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, Ethelhelm here.
So then Eardwulf goes into Ethelred. And he's like, you remember that nation that you were like king, that you think you're king of and stuff? The one where we grew up and we love with all our hearts.
Remember your
land,
house?
Your home where you sleep. And yeah. I kind of let the Danes take that when we came to East Anglia. So, no, but he tells them, that Canute isn't, in fact, in Ireland. And he didn't know this. He knew it when the messenger came, but he really thought that Heston was telling the truth. And Ethelred is, a little upset. He's like, oh, darn. Yeah, they took Mercia. They took my nation. They took Aylesbury, where I had a palace there. Darn. No, he's livid.
Just material things,
Just material things. He's like, but are you all right? He said, are you doing okay? Because I understand how much pressure this could have you under, and I just want to make sure your mental health is okay.
Should we have a person from HR here to make sure you feel comfortable telling me this?
Yeah. Do you want me to? We can set you up with counseling. So anyway, Ethelred is pissed.
No, he doesn't say any of that. He says, "I'm going to castrate you in public." Is what he ends up saying.
He says, "You're going to beg for it," because he's like, Eardwulf is like, "Please don't execute me." He's like, "You're going to beg for execution. I'm going to publicly castrate you. And then Airwolf makes another mistake where he's like, listen, I thought what Heston said. And he's Ethelred's like, did you just say Heston? Like,
did you just say Heston?
He's like, I know Heston. Like, how could you ever trust Heston? You idiot.
He's like, have you even seen season 2 and 3? You know?
Yeah.
This is Heston we're talking about.
I think, though, when I got told that, I would be like, okay, who told you that all the Danes are going to Ireland?
Ooh, yeah, you probably should have asked that.
You probably should have asked the source.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
see, this is why you got to look at the
right?
citations. That's why you got to look at the citations, okay?
Yeah, he's like, Wikipedia.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like Wikipedia is not a reliable source. Heston is not a reliable source.
Heston is probably under Wikipedia as far as here's Wikipedia, reliability. Here's Heston down here.
Yeah.
Here's shit talking for Heston. Here's shit talking for Wikipedia, though. So I mean, there's one thing Heston has right there.
Heston's got that. So then we cut back to a scene with Aelswith in her room reading the Chronicles, the Anglo-Saxon Chronicles that her husband Alfred had written. And Edward comes in, and he had found out that Father Purelig had gone to Waelass, and she tries to explain, like, it's important, like, we need help. You got to act. And she tells him, like, she admits that they asked for help from Waelass. Edward, again, is just a little upset. Nah, he's super mad.
Yeah, he's got a real, like, nostril flare going on this scene.
Oh, yeah, he does a good nostril flare. I can't do it. Let's see it. Not bad, Steve. Not bad.
Could I be a King Edward here? I don't have.
You could.
I don't have such beautiful hair. You know, I don't have
good motor control over my nostrils. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go. You got
it.
You got it.
Thanks. Okay, cool.
You could be a king. You could be a king of Wessex now.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And then and they're fighting and pretty much saying, okay, well, Ethelfled has forced your hand now.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, we have men. The men are here to do the king's bidding. Like, let's do this. And he's like, yeah, but they're not here to do the king's mother's bidding. He's like, ooh, these are fighting words here. And Edwards is upset about this because he thinks that by asking the Welsh for help, this makes them look divided and it makes them look weak. And Canut's going to see that.
So I kind of see his point of view, but
I do.
I definitely want him to be more proactive, though. I'm kind of mad that he's not.
Because we know what Alfred's vision was, and we think Alfred would probably act.
Alfred definitely would have acted,
right?
If Uhtred was asking for help, I don't know if he would have acted
just out of spite.
But I think he would have acted, for Mercia here at this point.
Yeah. So anyway, they cut to the Danish camp where Canute is talking about the great lands. Like, wow, like look what we're doing. Like, this is our dream. Like, my sons are going to grow up here. It's beautiful, the beautiful landscape. I mean, look at this view.
Oh, both my sons. It's going to be great for them.
Bjorgulf arrives back from seeing the fake execution of one of Canute's sons.
Oldest son.
The eldest son.
Canute.
Bjorgulf is like, listen, don't be mad. But Canute is like, it's about your, like, Uhtred was there. Ethelfled escaped. Uhtred was there. And he has your sons. And Magnus Broom kills us.
Oh, before this too, I love Canute. Before he hears the Ethelfled stuff, he's like, "You can tell me, like, I won't hurt you," or something like that, no matter what it is. You remember this when
it's after he says it about his sons.
Okay.
He like tells him about the sons, and he's like, "Tell me the news." And he's like, "I promise I won't hurt you."
That is great. Great.
He says, "I promise I won't harm you."
Yes.
Tells him the news. Harms him, and then
instantly acts whack.
He is in total rage at this point. So he kills this guy, one of his top men. He says they're gonna move. He's like, we need to attack now. Get ready, Jackdaw. Get the men ready. And Breda's like, whoa, we are like at an advantage right now, and you're gonna like risk all of that by trying to go into battle.
We got a good position right here.
Yeah, we're in a good spot, and he is just out. He's just yelling at her like,
He's not even looking at it. He's just going.
He's like pacing, running, like he like tells Jackdaw to do something. Jackdaw's like, yeah, I'll do it. And he like grabs like, go do it, and throws him away.
I wonder if this is the scene when we talked to Magnus, if this is the scene he was talking about. He said one of his favorite moments from the show was a scene from season 4. And I wonder if this was just seeing his emotion, like the face change when the sons were brought up. I mean, it was just like,
oh man, I would not want to be there.
Old average looking Dane here is gonna get it.
Yeah, he's freaking out. They cut to the boys. They're around a campfire talking, and they're like, where's Uhtred and Ethelfled? And they're like, oh, they're probably out hatching a plan.
Probably gonna have a plan for,
I guess that's what they call it, you know.
They're like, they're thinking of a plan so that we don't die in battle. And they cut to Uhtred and Ethelfled just yum 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 yum.
Yeah.
Plans.
Plans. A lot of planning there.
Ooh, a lot of planning. But they don't shag, though.
They don't there because Ethelfled says it gives her strength to deny Uhtred. The night before battle, because Uhtred's like, it's the night before battle, you know, we could die tomorrow. Remember this from Vikings?
Yes.
This would always be the line of a guy who's trying to hook up with a girl. He'd always be like, we could die tomorrow.
We could die. It's gonna be the last night.
It always worked. And they would always use it again and again.
And Uhtred uses it here and he gets shut down.
And he gets shut down. So Ethelfled, you know,
she's not a Viking woman.
She's a strong-willed woman, and she
would rather do it afterwards.
She says a cool line though, like a flirtatious line saying she's trying to follow in Alfred's path, and then she said, "So maybe I should also use you for my wishes," which is kind of a cool.
Uhtred's
line.
like, "Oh no, don't use me.
Yeah. Don't use your dad to flirt with me, please."
It's like, ooh, say Alfred's name again.
Then they cut to Aelfled and Edward, and this is a scene where Edward's praying, and she's like, "Please don't turn away from your family, from your son, who's going to need your guidance if he's going to become king one day." And Edward just takes one right out of Alfred's playbook and tells her to go away.
You may leave me.
Yeah, you may leave. Classic Alfred move there. Then Aelfled leaves and talks to her father, and her father says that he's heard Ealhswith has gone to a nunnery and has reunited Edward's other kid, firstborn son, Ethelstan, with his mother. And he said another rumor exists that their marriage may have been legitimate.
Yeah, he's like, you need to get another son out of him. We need to, come on, pleasure him.
Yeah. Just any good dad would ever do, say to a daughter. And she's like, I'm trying. He's like, well, try harder.
Come on. We're something skimpier. Let's roll up your sleeves.
Yeah. But they think if they can get another son, it makes their claim to the throne stronger to have two sons.
Yes.
After that, Uhtred and the boys, they arrive at Tettenhall, and they're kind of like, this is where we got to battle.
It's really cool too. There, when they get there, they do ride down this big open field, and you see them jump. All the horses, they jump over this like ditch,
trench.
Yeah, like a trench in the ground sort of thing. And you're just like, oh, that's really cool. They're really cool horse riders. And even though I saw the trailer, my head wasn't putting one and one together here to make two, because I was like, I wonder why they're like showing us all these horses jump over this. Like, I mean, it's cool.
Mine was though.
Yeah, you were thinking? You knew?
Yeah, I was like, here it comes. Here comes that cool scene. And so I kind of wish I hadn't seen. I wish they didn't put that in the trailer, because I would have been so pumped if I hadn't known it was coming. But I knew. Yeah. I still was awesome. It was still awesome, this scene. But I wish I didn't know, because then I would have had that much more surprise with what happened. We'll talk about in a second. But yeah, so they're there, and that's when the Welsh happen to arrive around the same time that they're there, and
they were all wearing Ovechkin jerseys. Did you notice that?
Yeah, they were. It was weird.
Just all like red, like from
hockey sweaters. They're wearing red. It's pretty cool.
The neck to foot. You know what I mean? That's the most vibrant colored people we've seen.
Uhtred and the boys are like, who the heck are these guys? And they're like, whoa, you guys are our enemy? And they're like, well, we're here to fight Canute, so, you tell us. And And they're like, well, who summoned the Fjord? And they're like, we put the little bald priest in front of that, in charge of that. And walks Father Purelig.
He's like, I'm
not short or something.
He's like, I am large, but I'm not. Are you like,
I am bald, but I'm not little. Or something.
Yeah, that's it.
Small little reuniting scene. Like he like, Uhtred's like, it's really good to see you, Father Purelig. And
I like that they give all the characters these moments, even if they don't drive in on it is much like with the camera as like the Finnan and Uhtred like bro hug moment. I still like that you get these little things. They don't just say, oh, I'm here now, and then they cut away. You know what I mean?
Totally.
I like that they get those moments.
Yeah, so they find out that they're allies. Ethelflaed at one point suggests that we should hide some people in the woods. There's like a forest nearby. And Father Purelig at this moment, when he comes out, he's like, oh, she's like, oh, Edward sent for help. And he's like, Edward didn't send him. Edward's not doing crap. It's actually Aylesworth sent me to get him. Yeah. And so then Ethelflaed's concerned. And Uhtred actually tells her, like, you know what? If you chose to leave now and turn away from this now, nobody would disrespect you or dishonor you for that. Because this fight's not a fair fight right now. And if you wanted to turn away, and she's like, someone's got to stand up to Canute.
They're like, well, let's just tell the men he's coming because we don't want everyone else to lose hope.
Tell him Edward's coming.
We've got like 1,000 guys coming, everyone. But we're all going to be in the front. And then like that way we can be surprised. You know, trust me, when the moment comes, you're all going to be surprised when Wessex shows up. It's going to be great.
We get a cut scene and Jackdaw comes back to tell Canute about where they are. And Brita says to Canute, like, the gods would not like it if you like gave up your advantage here. And Canute's like, I will have my revenge. And there's an awesome chest pound, like shield pound thing.
Jackdaw starts this like chest pound, and then everyone else just oh my god.
Oh, he's getting pumped.
Oh my goodness. Here we go. And this is
like these Vikings are behind him, man. They are ready to fight for Canute.
Oh yeah. We cut to Uhtred then and his boys and girls all cutting down some trees. And if you've seen the trailer, you probably know what's going on. But if we wouldn't have seen that, you're kind of like, what are they doing? What fun traps are they? Artsy crafts here at the last moment, you know? Because
you see Uhtred, like before they start cutting them down, you see Uhtred like overlooking the landscape, and you can clearly see a giant trench in it, but they don't like focus on it. And then Uhtred just says something, and they go and they just shows them start hacking down the trees, like you said. It is pretty cool. I wish they hadn't shown that in the trailer.
I know.
It did make the trailer look pretty awesome.
It did get us pumped,
it would have been so much better if I didn't know what trap they were setting.
Yes, because then the Danes come just riding over the hill. Like 1,000 Danes, I'm pretty sure is what we've heard. And it looks...
Holy poop.
Just a like sea of men.
And they show like how many people are on Uhtred's side. And it's just like a little like small 5 to 6 man group over here. Another like 10 over here. Just like really not a lot, it looks like. And it's not all of Waelast is there, somewhere in the woods.
Yeah, some of the Welsh are like, in the woods.
It looks pretty scarce, you know?
It doesn't look great. And
so here we go, people. Here we go.
The Uhtred and the Dream Team are just lined up in the front. And it's got Uhtred in the center. You've probably seen the shot from the trailer, the thumbnail. And it's just...
If you want to see us in this shot, go to our Instagram. We cropped ourselves into it.
And we've got Aldhelm, Father Purelig, Citric, Finnan. Is young Uhtred up there?
Yeah, it's young Uhtred's on the...
Osferth, Ethelflaed, Uhtred, obviously.
Aldhelm, did you say Aldhelm?
Did I say Aldhelm? I don't know.
Father Purelig. It's like the Dream Team is here.
God.
Oh, man.
Before they start coming over, actually, before the Danes start coming over, Finnan gives this like cool little prayer, is with his sword and like holding it like kind of a cross in front of his chest. And he's like saying a prayer. And it is just like, so
epic.
Freaking cool.
He says something like, what can man do to me? Nothing. For you have delivered my soul from death and my feet from stumbling, so I may walk before God. Oh, I'm just so pumped right now. I'm so pumped. And before this, though, also another important detail is that Uhtred said you should pick one of your men that you trust that would kill you softly if we do lose this.
Oh, to Ethelfled.
To Ethelfled.
Because he knows that the Danes are going to capture her. Just like season 2, probably abuse her and all that stuff. Yeah. So,
and she says, I already picked one. And she like looks at Aldhelm, who's standing next to her.
Yes. Yeah.
And we know Aldhelm loves her.
Yes.
We know that awesome prayer is going. And the Vikings kind of like stop before like their main charge. And Brida's like, something is not right. They're just standing there like that. This is really skeptical. We should wait. Maybe should I plan? But Canute is full of rage and he just charges. Dum 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 dum. But he starts off with like a crazy Viking scream that we actually, I told him when we talked to him in our Magnus Brune talk, I told him like it's probably the best scream we saw in the trailer.
It's one of the best Dane yells I can think of from the show. Best war cry from the show, I think. One of them.
Totally. And there they go, running in just as fast as they can.
Dream Team just standing there. Uhtred looking stone faced, kind of even with a little grin on, looking at him.
Yeah. And Brida actually, as they're charging, she tries to stop a lot of men. She's like, no, turn away, don't go. And so some of the Vikings and the Danes, I should say, are like turning away actually, but a bunch of them did not get that order and we're following Canute. And
I mean, wouldn't you though, like after that yell and you're on a horse next to him, I would have been like, I'm going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like the shot, it shows like Canute, he's like right in the front and it like shows his horse and him like going in like from in front, the shot. And then it shows all like these horses just diving into this ditch that has been covered by like trees and stuff and like green was put over it. Yeah, so they looks like land to them.
Yeah. They've
branches. Never seen the ditch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty smart and pretty awesome. At that point, the battle has begun. Canute's
in a ditch. A lot of people are in a ditch.
The bros just charge the ditch and just start killing people that are trying to get out of the ditch.
God, yeah, they just rush.
But Brida had been smart, so she like has people get off their horses, and then she has them like attack, and the battle's begun, and now it just gets crazy
battle. And
oh man,
people going left, right, and
there's
eventually I think the Welsh, they come out of the woods too.
Yeah, the Welsh come out of the woods.
And then we see Canute too. It's really cool because he's like in that ditch, and then he has to like,
what did this remind you of?
The Battle of the Bastards here, kind
of. Right? That's what I thought too.
But like it is different though, in the sense that
totally.
It's like in the Battle of Bastards, everyone was like kind of falling in, like they're trying to scramble over the dead bodies, and as they're getting surrounded. And here, like they're all just mashed together. They fell in this ditch, and now they have to like. Yeah. Some of them are dead, some of them aren't, and
yeah, it's pretty crazy though. So he gets up in rage though, and there's like a part where Citric's fighting, and then he gets knocked down, and Finan saves him.
Oh my god, I was so freaking scared here when Citric went down. This is where I was just on the edge of the couch. I was just like, they killed Bianca. I can't trust anyone from this show.
Nope. And Brida goes off to the side. She had diverted her men to go another way, and she goes off. She is an animal in this battle.
Yeah.
Holy moly. She's like killing everyone. She gets pulled off her horse, but she gets up and she just kicks butt. Brida's going nuts. And then young Uhtred is fighting, and he like is about to get killed. And Uhtred comes in. Papa Uhtred coming in to save the day. And then there's like a moment where Father Purelig, the guy had fallen on top of young Uhtred, big Dane, and Father Purelig killed someone. And he gets the guy off of him and pulls him up. He's like, no shame in having a Dane on top of you. But I've seen better looking or something.
He's great.
He's awesome.
And then it kind of starts to turn, and you're just like, are we gonna lose this thing? And then they show Ethelfled and Aldhelm, who they were both wrecking people too, by the way, kicking some butt. They get surrounded by Danes.
But before that happened, though, Ethelred had shown up.
Oh,
first.
Ethelred did show up.
Yes. So Ethelred came, and he had an awesome charge. He kind of showed up at the perfect time to look like a hero.
Great slow-mo shot.
I gotta be honest. I don't like Ethelred like at all, but that was a pretty awesome charge from him.
Yes, it was.
And Erdwulf.
And he kicks some butt too. Ethelred does.
Yeah. He does. they give like everybody their time, like a good amount of time, showing them doing cool stuff. There's an awesome Canute moment where Canute stabs a guy with an axe, and he like takes his hand and like pounds it into him. Oh my God. And then we have that part where you're just talking about.
Yeah. Ethelfled gets surrounded by the Danes, and they're like, there's Ethelfled. Let's take her alive. And they're just surrounding. And Outhelm's there with her. They're back to back looking. And so they realize, hey, this is the moment here. We can't let this happen. So Outhelm puts a knife to her throat. And you're just like, is he going to kill her? What? And you're like, come on, don't. And then like Jackdaw's like, we're each going to take turns with you. And just bam, arrow through the head. And
then they show who did it.
Pan
up.
It
was Edward. It's like Edward's like, it shows him like the bow coming down. I was out of my couch. I was like, yeah. I was so pumped up. Oh my God.
I was awesome. So freaking scared though. That scene. Oh my God. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Wessex comes in. Yeah. The army of Wessex comes into the rescue here too. You know, Mercia and Wessex kind of showing up at the same time. Thank God everyone left when they did. But yeah, it was so epic. And then we get a sequence with Edward and Steapa, and they're both kicking butt until Edward's actually kicking some good butt. So the training's gone well, except Steapa gets rammed by a horse and falls.
Well, Steapa saves Edward too.
Saved Edward.
Edward's about to get hit. Edward pushes someone out of the way, like knifes down, and then as he's like in that position, that's when he gets hit by that horse from the side.
Yeah, and then some guy hits him on the horse, knocks him down, and as Steapa is trying to get up,
his head gets watermelon.
I might throw up. The the grossest death on The Last Kingdom yet, I would say. His head was destroyed.
Watermelon.
Like you said, like a watermelon. Like if I took a sledgehammer to a watermelon, that's what it looked like. And oh man, that was crazy. I love Steapa. Loved him. Yeah, I did too. Steapa was awesome. He was kind of conspiring a little bit with Ethelhelm.
He was working for him.
But he was working for him. Yeah, he is loyal. He's a loyal dude. I wish he could have been an Uhtred bro. I feel like he wanted to be an Uhtred bro in season 3, but
I think he wanted to even in 2.
In season 2 as well, yeah. But sad to see Steapa go.
Oh man, and this is where I get worried again, because I don't think we really see a lot of Citric and Finn. And then after this, we start seeing Uhtred. We start seeing other characters. I'm like, I don't see them. Where are they? Are they safe?
Are they okay?
Citric fell for a little bit. Is he okay? Like, I need to see him now.
Oh my God!
Someone please.
It was intense. And then they show another scene with Canute. And Canute is he's still growling. He's looking for Uhtred. It's just intense. Canute's turned into a beast right now. He's turned into a beast. Ethelred gets knocked down into the ditch, and he hits his head and goes into shell shock. But he gets up and he's trying to get out of it, and he keeps fighting. And but he got hurt. You can tell he kind of
helps him out. Actually,
yeah, Erdwulf helps him out. Yeah.
And Erdwulf also saved Edward at one point too during the battle. So Edward's kind of made connections here. He's hoping he's gonna help not get castrated here by by helping Ethelred out of the ditch.
Yeah.
And, like you said, he's shell shocked. It was really cool seeing him get knocked down in that ditch. I don't know just how that scene. I don't mean necessarily I like seeing him get knocked down. It's just how they shot it. And,
like Ethelred.
But he was kicking butt though before that. I don't like the guy, but he was doing well here. And I
wouldn't have mind,
He got up after that big blow. I mean, that's at least most improved player of this game here. You know what I mean?
So he does. And then we get this awesome sequence with Uhtred in the woods.
Yeah.
Just taking guys one-on-one.
Uhtred takes off. He sees some guys retreating. So he's like, don't let any of them get away. So he runs off into the woods.
Yeah.
And he's just wrecking dudes.
He goes Jedi Fallen Order on these because he's got a dagger in one hand and his sword in another. And he does this one where he twists him and he in front and slices a guy like that. And I was like, that is so out of Jedi Fallen Order right there. He's become a Jedi. Uhtred is a Jedi.
He was playing that game. He was. I mean,
yeah. So Uhtred goes off, kills everybody in sight. until he's confronted by Canute.
Ooh, great. Just beat down here, man. Great beat down.
Holy moly, was this fight awesome.
Canute thinking Uhtred killed his son. And Uhtred isn't letting him know otherwise. And it's just, they are just going beast mode on each other.
Raw fight here.
Great fight. This is probably the best one-on-one fight I've seen.
I think so.
Since probably Ubba and Uhtred, honestly.
Probably Ubba. It might rival that fight. It might be better than that fight as far as how it was choreographed, I would argue. I mean, the fight with Ubba was awesome, but this one, like...
This was great. And they both had a great build-up to them, too, as far as, like, everything behind them. And that's what...
Yeah, they both wanted to kill each other really bad.
Yeah, they want to kill each other really. Uhtred knows that Canute had Ragnar killed. Canute thinks Uhtred killed...
Well, there's a difference between the Ubba and Uhtred fight. Is like, Uhtred didn't necessarily really want to kill Ubba.
Yeah.
He had a lot of respect for Ubba. It was just too bad Ubba couldn't believe him back in season 1, you know? Yeah. But anyway, I want to talk about this fight here because it gets to a point where Canute actually, I mean, it's pretty even match. Like Uhtred gets like some kicks in and some hits in and so does Canute, but Canute like disarms Uhtred like with both hands with his axe. He like throws the knife away, then he like throws the sword away, and then he like pushes him up against a tree and he does a sweet like axe twirl. He like twirls his axe. It's such a cool friggin' detail because to me I was like, this is another thing like a Jedi or a Sith Lord would do, like twirl their weapon. But Uhtred's still gonna throw them fists, and it pretty much turns into a fist fight.
It's a great brawl, man. Like, and then there's some great transitions here, you know.
Canute's on top first, and Brita walks up,
and they start talking about Ragnar's death.
Well, Canute says like, why would you kill my sons? They're innocent. Because Canute still thinks Uhtred killed one of his sons.
Yeah.
Why'd you kill my son? He was an innocent boy. And Uhtred doesn't tell him yet, but he's like, well, why did you kill Ragnar? Canute, not knowing Brita was there, he's like, that was different. I needed him to die. My son was innocent. And Brita heard that.
Whoopsie.
It was kind of cool though, because right after Uhtred said the thing about Ragnar, Canute was like clearly on top. And as soon as he said the thing about Ragnar, Uhtred like flipped it, and it was like his motivation. You know?
Cool transition there. Well, before that, Canute's like crawling away then because Uhtred gets knocked off or something after he's mounted him, and Canute's like crawling, and then he sees Brita there. And he's like, whoa. And then Uhtred puts him in a headlock.
Well, Uhtred puts him in the headlock, and Brita's there, and he's like, give me the sword, Brita, give me it. And then Uhtred let him go when Brita was there. He was going to let Brita do it.
Well, I think he just didn't know because she comes up with a sword. And he's like, are you going to kill me? You know what I mean? I think that's one of the reasons, too, that he backs away and lets Canute go.
Because Brita's like, you killed Ragnar? And she's got Uhtred's sword. He's like, we're destined to be together, Brita. You know?
Yeah.
And she just stabs him right in the heart. And then Uhtred tells him, like, your boys are alive, by the way. And you're not going to see him grow up.
And just takes the sword out.
It's crazy.
Oh, man.
Brita kind of runs away.
And the Welsh capture.
The Welsh surround her. And she turns, and Uhtred was following her. And Uhtred is, what a jerk Uhtred is. Come on. Just kill her. I mean, she asks you nicely. Kill me, Uhtred, please. And he can't do it. It's not in him. You see the pain on his face that it would cause him to do. But she says, I can't be a slave. She was already a slave. She's been a slave before, you know?
That wasn't that bad, though, when she was that slave, though, you know, for Ragnar. And that wasn't bad. She's basically a daughter cousin sort of thing.
Yeah, but she would rather be with Ragnar. She's like, send me to Ragnar. And Uhtred, like, freezes. He can't do that. It's not in him. And
see, here,
the Welsh,
I was just like, why didn't Uhtred just say, oh, she's with me, guys? You know what I mean? Like,
I thought that too. And maybe it's something to do with the pact that Pure League promised them, that they get like all the Danish silver. Maybe
like they get all the Danish captives then as slaves. I don't know.
Maybe that's the rule.
But I was like, why doesn't he?
But why Uhtred should have like been like, no, she's mine. I get to take her.
Yeah,
I know. I thought that was kind of weird too. He kind of just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't know if that's something from the books or what, but that's the only thing I thought was like kind of sloppy. I was like, well,
I agree.
I
agree.
Do
like he didn't even try to be like, No, she's mine. Even if they tried to like say, yeah, but it was our agreement, so we get to take her,
Yeah, there should have been at least some contest between the Welsh there being like, no, she's ours.
Totally agreed. Totally agreed.
Because I was just like, all right, like you're not gonna kill her, but you're just gonna let her go to be captured. He wouldn't do that.
Totally agree with that, man.
Because then he goes to Ethelfled after the battle, and he even says, like, I just let one of my best friends or something to that effect, get captured or sold into slavery, or fate worse than death or something like that. And it's like, well, why didn't you do something then, dude? Huh? Why didn't you do something?
Yeah. Edward, after the battle, goes up to the King of Walas and says, "Thank you. Like this is great. We're gonna have a great partnership now after this."
And he's like yelling, like, "Oh, this is gonna be great for the alliance!" And just like everyone listening, everyone.
And King Walas is like, "Oh, well, it was nice of you to show up." And he goes up to him and says he kind of steps to him so not everyone can hear, but he's like, "We will owe you no more favor. There will be no more favors between us.
No alliance.
No alliance." He's like, "We've been doing fine without you, so like, we don't need you.
We don't need you."
Aldhelm apologizes to Ethelflaed. He's like, "Sorry, I couldn't kill you. I'm really sorry.
I'm probably not."
No, he says
guy for that.
He's like, "You picked the wrong man for that." And Edward is still mad at Ethelflaed.
He's still PO'd.
Blames her for Steapa's death. Like,
yeah,
we never would have been here if it wasn't for you, Steapa, the man who was like the giant oak in our whole lives. He served our father. He's dead now because of you. By the way, Ethelhelm did not fight in the battle. I know he's an old man, but they show him walking.
Yeah, he walks up and he's like,
or he on a horse into it.
"I'm conniving. Let's think of more plotting things. We don't like him. Listen, Edward."
Yeah,
it's just like, you just do shit, dude. Like, go away. And
then, yeah,
at least wait like 10 minutes here after the battle before you start scheming again. Like, come on.
And then Uhtred's mad when Ethelflaed tells him what Edward said, and Ethelflaed talks Uhtred not into talking to Edward right now, because Uhtred was pissed. He was like, where is he? Where's that dude? And then the episode ends back in the Mercian camp with Edith, and Airwolf comes up, and Edith's like, "Let's run away. Like, now is the time to run away, because now is when he's gonna castrate you." And
you're gonna get castrated, bro.
Yeah, so let's go, like, bro.
No. I saved them.
Something changes their plan, because Ethelred is brought in on a stretcher, incapacitated.
And they're just kind of like, ooh, maybe we don't have to worry about any problems then. If he did. And it ends, you don't know if he's alive or dead.
Yeah. So that's the end of one of the best Last Kingdom episodes I've ever seen.
It was nuts. I mean, just everything before the battle felt like a classic episode of The Last Kingdom. The battle itself, though, I mean, that's probably the most, like you said, production value they've probably put into a battle, because there's been a lot of battles throughout the show, but most of them have been kind of small, like kind of 40 guys on 40, which is probably more realistic for what was like happening back then.
This is a huge,
my favorite one
battle
before this was probably the one at Dunholm with
Dunholm was sweet
when they were going for Kjartan.
They did some sweet SEAL Team 6 stuff in that one too.
Some SEAL Team 6. There was some guys coming through the gates. There was a
shield
wall.
Classic though, with a classic Battle of Ethandon.
Battle of Ethandon was great.
It was amazing.
2 giant shield walls.
Amazing. 2. Yeah. I mean, they do well. They've always done well with the battle scenes.
Yeah.
But this one just went to another level.
Yes. This easily trumps. Season 3 had some decent ones. The one at the end of the season, in the woods was pretty good. There wasn't a shield wall there either, though, but this one I think tops anything from season 3.
Yeah.
And then like I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, it felt like the Battle of Winterfell in the last and worst season of Game of Thrones, where like I'm just like scared the whole time. Like, what's gonna happen? How are we gonna pull out of this? Who's gonna die? Who's not gonna die? That's what I was thinking during this battle. And this one, they didn't even have 7 seasons of buildup saying the White Walkers are coming. It was like the beginning of the season. They're like, Canute has 1,000 Danes, and like we gotta stop him. And like it's so crazy how the Last Kingdom can do that. I mean, just introduce it, make it good, make it happen.
It was awesome
without being too rushed. It's crazy.
It was truly amazing. So let's get into our bro moments from this episode. What would your bro moment be?
Okay. I think my best bro moment is just all the bros when they're lining up for battle.
Yep.
And it's, even though it's not like a camaraderie, someone says something to someone else, pats on the back sort of thing. It's still, the fact that you're lining up to battle together, it still means a lot. And and it was just really cool. I mean, the dream team shot there that you see in the trailer, it was so sick to see Finnan's prayer during that. If I wasn't picking that one, I would have to give an honorable mention to Stiappa for saving the king, giving his own life to get hit by that horse and getting his head watermeloned. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's kind of mine, is one of the many times in the battle where someone saved somebody, because they're all looking out for each other. So it was a time where Finan saves Citric, which was awesome. Uhtred saves his son. Purelig helps his son, and then Stiappa saves the king. Edward saves Ethelfled. There's so many times where they help each other. So those are all my bro moments, all in one, that battle.
Yeah.
So best moment overall?
I mean, the battle. I mean,
yeah,
it's like I said, I was on the edge of my seat. I was enthralled the whole time. I mean, and I'm counting the fight with Uhtred and Canute after.
Yeah, I was gonna pick the fight with Uhtred and Canute itself.
Even the headlock with Ethelfled and Uhtred afterwards, from the scene where the Danes are flooding over the hill during the prayer, all the way to Uhtred coming up to Ethelfled afterwards, was just it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's hard to how do I pick between that prayer when they're charging and when Uhtred goes one-on-one with Canute? I mean, it's so hard to pick, but it's got to be just the whole battle, I guess.
Yeah, and it's the thing too, but that makes the fight between Uhtred and Canute so cool and built up, is because the whole time during the battle, you're just these two are gonna have to meet at some point here. Because Canute's getting laser eyes trying to find Uhtred, and he's crawling out of a ditch. You know what I mean? And you just know, and then you see, finally when they're alone in the woods. I mean, so the whole build up before it is just, because if it would have just been the two of them meeting, it still would have been a cool fight. But the fact that they had to weave between the ditch and other men, and it was just So I have to put it all together, is what I'm saying. Because they all go together.
It's perfect.
It was.
It was the best battle they've ever done.
It was
so good, and one of the best episodes I've ever seen. Man.
Yes. I need a shield wall, though, people.
Yeah, it wasn't a shield wall, but it was a cool trap.
Yeah, it was. I mean, an awesome trap. I mean, I don't know if we had a big trap in a battle. We have Uhtred normally scheming into forts or something, but I don't know if we've seen a big old trap yet.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
they should have just shield walled right up in front of them there. I don't know. But I love my shield walls. You know what I mean? Someone should have called shield wall. Oh my God.
Even if someone called it and nobody did it. Some random
shield wall.
Yeah, shield wall. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if every battle like that was fought back then. If everyone was fought with shield wall. From the books, or the book that I did read, it seems like that's typically how the battles were fought. Probably because horses were rare.
I think all the fans want a shield wall. It's
that's a shield wall is classic
moment.
Classic thing.
Classic Last Kingdom.
Really
they do it in
iconic.
Vikings too. Yeah,
it makes you just think of the show, because a lot of they'll have their shields together, but you don't ever see that 3-tiered shield wall like you do in the Last Kingdom. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's awesome.
It's so good. But I mean, again, I know I keep saying shield wall. I still loved the battle, though. Again, 10 out of 10 for the episode.
10 out of 10. And that is our wrap for episode 4. So far, easily the best episode of the season. They've all been good so far. Yeah, so if you're enjoying these talks, please tell us what you thought of episode 4. Tell us your favorite moments, your favorite bro moments. Just let us know in the comments, and follow us on Instagram and like us on Facebook. Instagram, we're at the Screen Chronicles _. and subscribe on YouTube, because we're going to be putting these videos out. We are going to keep talking about it, and we got some exciting stuff coming up. So we hope you stay with us.
Absolutely. Stick with the Screen Chronicles, everyone.
Yeah. Download us on any podcast platform you like, or watch us on YouTube.
Yeah. And check out our other Last Kingdom episodes. We got season 3 coming out, but we have season 1, season 2, all of our best bro moments. So, yeah, thanks for listening, though, everyone.
Thank you very much. Destiny is off.